Too often when big government and big business get together and cronyism sets in, well, it benefits insiders, not everyday Americans. The administration and Congress should do what we did up there in Alaska when the good old boys started making backroom deals that were benefiting big oil and not the citizens of the state. And the citizens of the state, then, Alaskans, we got together and we put government back on the side of the people. And a lot of the bigwigs, they started getting in trouble, and some of the bigwigs ended up going to jail over their backroom deals. Our government needs to adopt a pro-market agenda that doesn't pick winners and losers, but it invites competition and it levels the playing field for everyone. Washington's got to, across the board, lower taxes for small businesses so that our mom and pops can reinvest and hire people so that our businesses can thrive. They should support competition, support innovation, reward hard work. And they should do all that they can to make sure that the game is fair without that undue corrupt influence. And then they need to get government out of the way. If they would do this, our economy, it would roar back to life. And for instance, on health care, we need bipartisan solutions to help families, not increase taxes. Remember that red reset button that America, through Secretary Clinton, she gave to Putin? Remember that? I think we should ask for that back and hand it instead to Congress and say, no, start all over on this health care scheme and pass meaningful market-based reforms that incorporate some simple steps that have broad support. The best idea is not backroom deals, but things like insurance purchases across state lines and the tort reform that we've talked about. Those things that are common sense steps towards reform that the White House and leaders on the Democrat side of the aisle in Congress, they don't want to consider. So it makes you wonder, what truly is their motivation? What is their intention if they won't even consider these common sense, broad-based support ideas that would work? And to create jobs, Washington should jumpstart energy projects. I said it during the campaign, and I'll say it now. We need an all-of-the-above approach to energy policy. That means proven conventional resource development and support for nuclear power, and I was thankful that the President at least mentioned nuclear power in a State of the Union. But again, we need more than words. We need a plan to turn that goal into a reality. And that way, we can pave the way for projects that will create jobs. Those are real job creators, and deliver carbon-free energy. And while we're at it, let's expedite the regulatory and permitting and legal processes for on and offshore drilling. Instead of paying billions of dollars, hundreds of billions of dollars that now are being sent to foreign regimes, we should be drilling here and drilling now instead of relying on them to develop their resources for us. So what we've got to do is axe that plan for cap and tax, that policy that's going to kill jobs and is going to pass the burden of paying for it onto our working families. And finally, if we're going to get serious about fiscal restraint, then we've got to make Washington start walking the walk. After putting us on a track to quadruple the deficit, the proposed spending freeze, maybe it's a start, but it's certainly not enough. As Senator John Thune said, it's like putting a Band-Aid on a self-inflicted gunshot wound. We need to go further, cut spending. Don't just simply slow down a spending spree. And we've got to axe the plans for a second stimulus when the first hasn't even been measured for any success yet. Kill the plans for the second stimulus. And beware that now that second stimulus is being referred to as a jobs bill.